Here's how I have never lost a super match, and if I have a match set up that I can specifically train for, so I will be training specifically for Travis Bajan. I don't see myself losing when I train specific for something. Now, you may be able to beat me after I have to deal with Travis, but I'm not going to lose to Travis.
That's a bold statement, and I really look forward. I mean, for me, it's going to be a matter of not just focusing on the match at hand, but also trying to balance that with being very interested in the outcome of that match and watching that one, not just as a competitor that's up next, but as a fan of the sport.
Well, and most recently, I mean, you took down some real studs there, Robbie. You beat Tom Nelson and then beat Carl Stanley. You know, Carl Stanley is a real deal. He's a strong dude, and you know, Tom Nelson you beat quite handily, and Carl Stanley, I mean, you took him out too just a month or so ago.
Yeah, my training for Tom Nelson was a lot more proficient, and he got under my skin a little, and I wanted to make a statement. So there was no way in hell Tom Nelson was going to stand a chance to beat me. That was the strongest I'd ever been, and the most prepared I've ever been. Carl Stanley, though, man, that guy, I got to give him props. I knew he was a strong man, and I've been watching some of his videos. Watched him beat Sean Latimer in a recent super match. And I was worried about his press, so I trained specifically to be strong enough to deal with his press, which worked out for me, but I underestimated his speed to get there dramatically. Right. And that's where I had my issues. Luckily, I trained my strength to deal for that press, but I didn't want it to have to be that difficult.
Yeah, because you, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were coming back, you were fighting out of the defense on almost every match, correct?
The first two, yeah.
The first two?
After the third match, I had made some adjustments, and he never got to get us set in. But in that first match, I was scared. I had my wife screaming for me, and gave me that little extra boost.
Nice.
Yeah. Tom Nelson didn't put up much for you. I watched that one live, and that was extremely impressive. You went through him rather handily.
Yeah, and like I said, that's the best arm shape I'd ever been in. He got on the internet and started stuff that got under my skin a little, and I had to go prove a point.
Tom was talking shit about somebody? I find
Not Tom.
It's hard to believe. So when you were talking about super matches, and you say you never lost when you're focused on a person.
No, I've never.
What's that?
I've never lost a super match.
Right. So when you're focused on a particular super match, what's the thought process you go to? Do you like study their moves and design something specifically for them?
Yeah, I change my training and try to make my strength stronger in their dominance.
Interesting. So if you were to, let's say you're pulling Travis.
He's trying to glean information is what he's doing.
I'm not asking him what his game plan is for me. I'm saying, what is your, I mean, would be my philosophy as well, because I'm probably got Todd Hutchings coming up at some point in the near future in WAL. So I definitely need the game plan for that. But if you were, say, pulling a Travis Bajan, for example, can you share what you would tend to focus on in that particular match?
That particular match, and this is for anybody. This isn't a secret. I 100% believe that I'm stronger than Travis Bajan at any given time. Travis is a master on the setup and the go. So for Travis, I am going to have to specifically work on dealing with his bullshit at the table.
Yeah.
And as long as I can contain myself and keep myself where I need to be and not deal with his bullshit, then whenever the ready go happens, he's going to get stopped like a ton of bricks and smashed.